Good morning. This is Ron Brown. It's Sunday morning, January 14th, 2024. This is a new video. I've been working on some money flow scans. The money flow scans that I've been using work pretty well, but I thought I would try to refine them and go with a little different approach, and I'm going to show you that in the video. So always remember the market is your teacher. There's a lot of information about the markets and so on, but you can learn the most by watching the market itself. Now, any stock index or ETF mentioned in this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. Now, this is a screen capture of what I had earlier in the day, but what I've done is I've replaced this intraday market momentum folder with intraday money flow. This is a Snagit capture, and let me show you what I have now. I'll open up my warehouse view, bring this up full screen, and this is what it's going to look like after you install the new add-on. But first you have to delete what is currently there. And the easiest way to do this is just to go to the Choose Create view and locate the folder Ron Brown Top-Down Process Scans 2024 Warehouse Views. I want you to go ahead and delete that. And then I want you to do the same thing for the charts. I really haven't done much with the charts lately. There are a few slight modifications, but just go in and delete the charts also. Ron Brown Top-Down Analysis 2024 charts. And then after that, what you're going to do is you're going to locate the add-on. I'll send you the link and install the add-on. And I have to go up to where I currently am housing the add-on and just open it and let it run through the process. It's installing the add-on right now, and now it's going to go ahead and import the groups, and I'm going to pause this while this is going on. Okay, that takes a couple of minutes to accomplish because it's also updating the user smart groups, and under user groups it's updating the non-index files and the market analysis user groups. Now in the designer, I want to point out a couple of things. In the non-index groups, I added the, see if I can drag this, the Bitcoin ETFs in case you're interested in speculating, and I do mean speculating in any of these ETFs. You'll find these after folder number 16. These just started trading. I'll just bring one up. How about the iShares Bitcoin Trust? Here's where it opened on Thursday, traded up to here, $30, closed here, and it's down around 25 now. Highly speculative, but I know there's a lot of interest in Bitcoin, so there's a folder for you. Now I'm going to move down to my user smart groups, and here is a couple of new money flow in and outs, and I've changed this. My thinking is that if money is truly flowing into a stock or an ETF, it's going to close in the upper part of its daily range, and also the volume is going to be heavier, both on the positive and the negative side. So by doing this, I'm eliminating stocks that are not at least above the 50% daily range and above their 90-day moving average volume. That's on the positive side. On the negative side, it's just the reverse. If they're below the 0.50 range and the volume is still high, they're going to be in here. So this shows 228 securities on the upside, and 385 securities on the downside. So I'm going to leave the other money flow in here for now, but this is the one that I think may be a little more advantageous to us because it's showing range and it's also showing volume. Now let's go into the warehouse views. I'll put this back here in its slot if I can get it in there. And now I'm going to bring up the warehouse, make this full screen, and you'll find these money flow scans under number 12 for the intraday, and end of day is folder number 13. Now, if you're doing this, looking at this on the weekend, and if you have Thinkorswim running in the background, you should be able to go to your main menu and update intraday now. I have to close this since I just reinstalled. Sorry about that. Let's reopen it. But that's a common mistake, so it's good that I did that. I'll bring this back up. And let's see, update intraday now, and you can see that by closing HGSI, it is in their proper sequence. Thinkorswim is open. It has to be open before HGSI or it won't work. So this just takes 30 seconds probably. Now we can go into the warehouse and let's just take a look here. I'll just bring up an intraday, and I'm in industry, so I need to be in all securities. The fastest way to get there is hit your alternate space bar. It takes you to all securities, and then you can reapply the filter. So what I'm seeing here, you can see that the sort is on industries up if I sort on raw combo. When I sort on raw combo, notice that the industry percentage price change goes from the highest percentage move down the line. So IT services was up 4.39%. That was on Friday. If you rebuild these indexes during the day, which you should occasionally, you just go into the industries and select that. I'll go ahead and remove the filter. And then you can just go to your tools menu and rebuild indexes in groups. And that will give you the current industries, what they're doing intraday based upon the current stock prices. So it takes no time at all to do that. So this is money flow in. There's 227. This would be intraday as of the close on Friday. Now here is, I'm going to do a different sort. It's 1A. Remember, this is sorted on the industry group. If I do this one, this is sorted on demand. So let's go back out of here. I'll move this right here. I'll click on the first stock, and you can see that the demand was very heavy on this stock. I'm going to go to one of my charts. I'll go to my daily charts, end of day statistics. You can see that the volume was well above normal. It's 81% above normal. I'm sorry, it's 181% above normal. So this puts the stocks that were most in demand, and this will happen throughout the day. I'm just doing this on the weekend, remember, but the ones that are in most in demand are going to come to the top. Now if I go back to the first one and sort on percent industries, it's going to bring the stocks that are in the industry that's moving the most to the top of the list, and that was IT services. Now you can do a secondary sort on this. This is sorted on raw combo, and then just type in range, and I'm going to use intraday range, and then it will sort the IT services by the intraday range is a secondary sort. So what comes to the top? IBM. It's in IT services, really in demand with an effort to rise, and high volume. Blue bar shows up because this is the highest volume in both 5 and 10 days compared to any down day volume. So it's really pulling these stocks up that are in demand. I do the same thing on the reverse side. Airlines were the weakest group on Friday, down 6.52%, followed by other financial services. This other financial services contains a lot of the mining, or Bitcoin mining stocks. I don't know exactly what you call them, but there's Marathon, for example, is in other financial services. Bring that up. You can see that this was hit hard. So you have two ways to scan the intraday. Here's the supply. The biggest stock with the greatest supply was United Airlines, down 6.3%. It closed at 0.69% of its daily range, and you can see the effect of the filter requiring a percent volume to be above the 90-day, and this is what United Airlines looks like. Here's number 2. So I think these are going to work very well. These are the intraday. And you can look through here. I'm not going to go through all these. It'll take too much time, but you can play with them, and we can discuss them. Maybe this next week I'll do an online session to go over this if there's enough interest. But here is a scan for box stocks, demand, 41 of them. And this is just sorted on demand. If you want to see it on the industry, just go over here. The industry sort, just go over here and click on that. And the supply, demand, supply. But these are based upon the sorts are based upon the combos. Now, the S&P sector stocks, the reason I put these in here is because this is where the action is with the institutions, the banks, and so on. These are the sector stocks that reside in the sector, the S&P 500 sectors. And if I bring up this filter, you can see they have to be a group member of these stocks, or these sectors is what I'm trying to say. And then they have to have a positive daily intraday range. The range has to be greater than 50, and the volume has to be greater than the 90-day. So this is where the big money is flowing up and down. These are based upon industries. These two are based upon demand and supply. Money flow in, money flow out. Look at, here's United at the top of the money flow out. What's the top money flow in? Cognizant. And look at that. Look at that demand. Okay, so sector stocks. These are sector stocks, and if there are some ETFs, I included some ETFs in here. For example, the Ultra VIX short term was up. All the information across here is what you expect, the days since a crossover, very important. And also the relative strength rank is very important on these. Let's just look at Bank of New York Mellon. This is money flowing. This crossed over 25 days ago. And look at this. Now if I go down to 2B, which has the 3-6 crossover, this thing crossed over. Well, where did it? Okay, it dipped down one day right here, and then it went back up again. This was a shakeout day, and then, but it stayed above the 18. The yellow is the 18, and really strong stock. If I look over here, I can see that the RS is 83 with a Kirkpatrick RS of 94. That's based upon 26 weekly closes. So strong stock, and just a good way to see where the action is in the active stocks based upon institutional sponsorship. Okay, now this is intraday money flow in. These stocks all have weekly options. Same thing on the out, money in, money out, and these are based upon the demand combos. So here's a cannabis stock, it looks like MSOS. See the money moving into this stock. Now this is intraday. Now let's move on down. I put some end of day in here also. That's pretty similar. You can figure these out just by looking at the titles. So this is money flow in. The sort is on industries. Industries down on this one. These money flow in. These are stocks with weekly options and ETFs. As long as they have a weekly option, they're going to be in here. And then these are the S&P sector stocks, and the sort is on the industries. These are the sector stocks with the industries down. Now money flow, these are sector stocks and ETFs up based upon the demand combo, or the Wyckoff combo. You know, a lot of these are pretty similar. I may eliminate some of them, but I was just trying to figure out the best way to approach this. But you can see that money is flowing in and out of these stocks based upon the combos. Now, I added this morning, money flow in apply to industry groups. If I click on that, you can see I'm still in all securities, and that's not what I want. What I want to do is go down, just click on this and select industries, and this is going to show me groups, industry groups where the money was flowing in or out. Now, I did not put a range requirement on the industry groups because of the way it's calculated. You can quickly see which ones closed in the upper part of the range, but let's, for example, let's look at marine shipping. It closed down in its range, but it was a gap up, so there still may be a lot of strength in that group. That's why I didn't put the range in there. Maybe I'll change that, I don't know. So we have money flow in and money flow out. These are the groups where the money was flowing out based upon price and volume, and these groups, there was money flowing into these groups. Now, if I sort on, by the way, I put a column in here that shows how many stocks are in the industries. So, you know, if you're looking at an industry with only 3 stocks or one with more stocks. So let's just take a look at the base metal index. This is money flow in, and then you can change to the index group, and it's going to find the stocks within that group that were up for the day. I'll back out of this, and let's go to money flow out. We'll just use ag chemicals. It changed to the industry group, and it's only because of the requirement for money flow out, it's going to just show stocks where money was flowing out of this industry group. If you want to see everything, just hold your shift key, remove the filter, and then you can see which ones in the group were up. Here's one that was actually up 33%. Look at that volume. It only trades 64,000 shares, so wow, highly speculative. If I reapply this, it's just going to show the down. So I primarily put these in here because I just wanted to get a quick read on the industry groups where the money was flowing in and out. Now, some of these may be subject to change. I just put this together this past week and have been working on it some over the weekend. I think it's going to work pretty well to help us stay on top of the market. But See, I'm in industries, nothing's coming up now, so just make sure that you're either only in industries when you want to search the industries, but in all securities the rest of the time. But remember that this information here on the day since crossover is very important, as, like I said, are the relative strength. Here is a oncology stock that has been up for 12 days. Look at the RS on this. It's only a $2.74 stock, but they're buying it for a good reason, for a reason. I don't know what the reason is, but a lot of traders trade these stocks, and you can make a bunch of money if you get in early and can hold on if there's valid news or a valid reason to own the stock. Now I'm going to go back over to the smart groups. This is the one I've been using on money flow. Here, this is the new one. Just click through to this. You can use any view on these for additional scanning. For example, on my daily charts, if you're looking for a bullish crossover today, which would be this column right here on the money flow in, that's it. All of these crossed over today on the VPOC crossover. If you're looking for stocks that are continuing higher, this is a continuation index. Here is one that just crossed over. It's a continuation of the short-term move here. Why is it a continuation? Because of the heavy volume here. And it had a VPA flag. This is a neutral VPA flag. It's the transfer of ownership, but often on these will continue to go higher because this is short-term profit taking intraday going into a long weekend. So this stock may continue to go up. Let me find a different stock here. Find one that's a little bit more expensive here. There's a lot of inexpensive ones here. That's another pharmaceutical stock here. Let's look at it. Okay, going across here, above average, wide, very high, crossover on the 3-6. VPOC crossed over yesterday. RS99 outperformed the S&P over the last 5 and 10 days. And you can see the percent price change here. Specialty pharma, healthcare up bar closing near the high. So it's got everything, a lot of things going for it. It's been in a trading range, but the VPA flag strength seen returning after a downtrend, confirmation of that strength, plus an effort to rise on volume that is much higher than any down volume over the past 5 or 10 days. So anyway, these will show you what's going on. Now let's just do a quick read on this, on the industry, biotech, application software, specialty pharma, and so on. Let's go to the downside. Click through to the downside. I need to go to a different view. Sorry about that. Let's do the end of day view. I'll have to go back to the upside. Well, I'll go back to it right now. Okay. Click on that. Biotech, application software, specialty pharma. I had a different scan on it before. This lets everything through, and you can see where the strength was. And then you go into this one, click through to the warehouse. You can see where the weakness was. Now, biotech is so huge, you're going to have both strength and weakness on it every day. But there has been a lot of strength in the biotech recently. Okay. Well, that should cover it enough for you to play with them. You can play with it over the weekend by updating your intraday information through Thinkorswim, or you can wait until Tuesday and see how well this works out. And like I said, if I get a chance, I'll do a online session next week. We'll see how things go. Thank you very much for listening, and thanks for being an Insider Club member.